Good morning. This is Mike. This is Daily Tech Mike, and this article that I'm reading is brought to you by the Verge.com. Again, this article that I'm reading is on the Verge.com. It's about the Google is rolling out end-to-end encryption for RCS in Android messages beta. The global rollout is also complete, and any Android user can get RCS via Google app. It says here, after a long, complicated 2 years, every Android user worldwide, even outside of China and Russia, has access to the next-gen texting standard that is replacing SMS. Google is directly offering RCS chat to service through its Android Messages app to anyone who installs it and uses it as their default texting app, which partly bypasses a carrier's rollout that at times has ranged from sluggish to incoherent to broken. So just as importantly, Google has announced that it finally beginning to enable a key privacy feature, end-to-end encryption for Android users who use Android messages. One-on-one chats will eventually be end-to-end encryption by default, meaning neither carrier nor Google will be able to read the content of those messages. Wow. So in other words, that you'll bypass it, and meaning that whatever carrier you're with or Google can't read your messages. That's a big win for people. So even though the encryption is only beginning to roll out to people who sign up for public beta for Android messages, turning on encryption for RCS is a very big deal. It's a massive privacy win, as it could mean that the replacement for SMS will be by default be private on smartphone platforms used by the vast majority of people worldwide. Of course, it will be. RCS is a big, massive win. They are replacing it with SMS. People will be surprised when eventually this is, in my opinion, this is the way it's going to be in the future. It will be stocked, but it won't be where you have to download it or a beta. It'll just automatically come with a new device or an update, So it says here, as for the people who use that other smartphone platform, the iPhone, we have no word on whether the iPhone intends to adopt RCS standard, but as every carrier worldwide gets on board, and now that there is a clear path to ensure private communications with RCS, the pressure on Apple to participate is likely to build. So it says here, unfortunately, SMS becomes fully replaced by RCS will only happen if all goes to plan for Google since initially announcing plans to transition to RCS and the primarily text platform for Android. The standard rollout has been mirrored and confused. In attempting to be neutral and make Android texting and standard shared by carriers worldwide, Google set itself up with the job of hurting multi-million-dollar cats with sadly predictable results. However, last year Google began to take matters into its own hands, slowly letting users in different countries get RCS service directly from Google rather than waiting for the carrier to turn it on. Even when carriers did turn it on, it has often been today. The company has announced that its process is complete and RCS is available through Android messages everywhere Google offers its service, etc. Not China. In certain regions and within certain carriers, Google will continue those carriers to run your RCS service if they so choose. So in other words, that RCS will be turned on by Google, not the carrier, and also that they won't be able to encrypt your messages. There'll be a standardized RCS messaging that will be private. Well, this is a win for people who wanted RCS on Android, and I knew it was going to come to Android. It was planned to be scheduled to be released a couple months ago earlier, but now that Google had officially released it, that's good. Now that Google released it, the carriers don't have to one by one release it, and which to me, if Google would have done it the other way around and said, okay, Android gets it, then Google gets it, and then Google releases it to the carriers, and then the carriers release it to the customer, that would have been a big disappointment or screw up. But now that Google had decided to release it nationwide on a worldwide platform instead, was a big step in the right direction. Well, thanks for watching this video, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell, and catch you on the next video.